Hello everyone, Mountain Eyes here. Today I'm going to be telling you one of my favorite American folk tales. This one comes from an old Cherokee legend. It's called the Wampus Cat. In Missouri they call it a catty-wampus. In Arkansas it's the whistling wampus. In Appalachia it's just a plain old Wampus Cat. A half-dog, half-cat creature that can run erect or on all fours. It's rumored to be seen just after dark or right before dawn all throughout the Appalachians. But that's about all everyone agrees on. In non-Native American cultures, it is a howling, evil creature with yellow eyes that can supposedly pierce the hearts and souls of those unfortunate enough to cross its path, driving them to the edge of sanity. Cherokee folklore, which is filled with tales of evil spirits lurking in the deep, dark forest that surrounded their villages, offers a different view of the Wampus Cat. An evil demon called the Ewa, the spirit of madness, had been terrorizing the village of Etowah, or Chota, depending on the version you hear, in what is today North Carolina. The village shamans and war chiefs called for a meeting. The wise shamans told the war chiefs that sending the braves to hunt and kill the Ewa was surely going to be the end of the tribe, for the Ewa had the terrible power to drive men mad with a glance. The war chiefs argued that the Ewa could no longer feast on the dreams of the Cherokee children, and that something must be done. Together, they agreed that their strongest brave would go alone and bring great honor to his family and tribe by killing the mad demon. Standing Bear, or Great Fellow, depending on the story version, was the strongest, fastest, sneakiest, smartest, and most respected brave in all the Cherokee nation, and he was chosen to do battle with the demon. As he walked from his village, the shamans blessed him, and the war chiefs gave him many fine weapons with which to slay the beast. And on the edge of town, his wife, Running Deer, bid him a final farewell. She would never see him the same way again. Weeks went by, and there was no word from Standing Bear. Suddenly, late one night, the stricken brave came running back into camp, screaming and clawing at his eyes. One look, and Running Deer knew her husband was no more. With time, he would be able to pick berries and work in the fields with the young girls and the unmarried widows, but he would never be any good as a husband again. And by Cherokee law, that meant he was dead. Standing Bear's name was never again mentioned, but Running Deer had loved her husband, and she wanted revenge. Running Deer went to the shamans, and they gave her a booger mask, a bobcat's face, and they told her that the spirit of the mountain cat could stand against the Ewa, but she must be able to surprise the demon. The war chiefs gave her a special black paste, which when rubbed on her body would hide her scent as well as her body. She kissed her former husband on the forehead, his blank eyes staring, and headed off to seek her revenge. Running Deer knew the woods as well as she knew the village, and she ate sweet berries to keep up her strength over the many days, but still she came across no sign of the Ewa. Then, late one night, she heard a creature stalking down by the stream. As she crept slowly towards the creek, she heard a twig snap behind her. She spun and just as suddenly realized how quickly it could have been the end of her. Behind her, a wily fox started across the pathway. If that had been the Ewa, I would be mad now, the widowed Cherokee woman thought to herself as she continued towards the creek. At the edge of the creek she saw footprints which did not belong there. and her former husband's breastplate lay at the edge of the water. As she followed the prince upstream, she saw the demon. Its hulking form lurched hideously over the water, drinking from the pristine mountain spring. The Ewa hadn't seen her. Running Deer crept ever closer, and just as she felt she could bring herself no closer, she sprang. The Ewa spun and saw the cat spirit mask, and began to tear at itself as the spirit of the mountain cat turned its powerful magic back in on itself. The Ewa tumbled backwards into the pool, and Running Deer immediately turned on her heel and ran as fast as she could back to the village, never once looking back. When she arrived home, she sang a song to herself, a quiet song of grief for her husband, but also of joy for the demon's banishment. The shamans and war chiefs declared Running Deer the spirit talker and home protector. Some say that the spirit of Running Deer inhabits the Wampas Cat, and that she continues her eternal mission of watching her tribe's lands to protect them and their peoples from the demons that hide in the dark and lost places of Tanasi.